la vie fini, oui.
Wow.
Depuis fois a quitté, li fini.
This week, I'm sitting down with wife, mother, digital storyteller, and advocate Lorna Michel to talk about the pain that no one prepares women for.
I really did not have anybody, Valerie. I really did not have anyone. In church, they don't talk about these things. Qui passage qui dit, gen bagay ke ou passé, c'est peut-être pour ka ete on lot demain. But if I left early, there are a lot of pain
that you could have prevented
for myself and my children.
What if the hardest chapter of your life became the one that saved you? What if divorce wasn't the end of the story, but God's invitation to heal? If you're carrying shame, grief, or the weight of starting over, come sit with us. You're not walking this road alone.
Pingo jam doute on femme qui gen bon Dieu k'ap bak li.
Ooh, that's good.
Don't ever doubt a woman who has God backing her up.
This is a love letter to every divorced daughter, and All Daughters Considered begins now. Hello, and welcome back to All Daughters Considered. I am your host, Valerie Dantus, and here at All Daughters Considered, we talk about all the things that you say in your group chat with your girls, that you cry about at therapy, and that you lay at the altar before the Lord. We are diving into the topics that we all need to hear and that we all need to be free, and today is no different. So grab a coffee, grab your journal, take a deep breath, because today we are considering another daughter. All right, let's talk. So I have an extremely special guest to me. I say that every week because these people are really important people to me. And this person, I'm extremely inspired by her story, and I know that you will too. So without further ado, Lorna, welcome to All Daughters Considered.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
This is a long time coming. We've been talking about this for forever.
Yeah.
But I'm not a person that believes in coincidences. So I know that sometimes when things don't go as planned, sometimes that's God's way of putting it where it needs to be. So I'm glad you're here now. And today we're talking about we're gonna dive into your story today. But the daughter that we're considering is the divorced daughter. And I know that's the D word. Mm-hmm. It's a huge taboo in our culture.
Yeah.
In our faith, a lot of people don't like to talk about that. But statistically speaking, when we look around into the world, both people of faith and people not of faith, it is something that, whether we talk about it or not, people are dealing with. It's happening. And I know there are many people who are in different parts of that process who are feeling a lot of things.
Suffocated.
Yeah. A lot of women are at an impasse. They're not sure where to go, how to make that decision. And I think that your story will bring them the clarity that they need to make whatever decision is best for them. So
I hope so.
I know so. Somebody definitely is gonna need it. So we're gonna dive right in. Okay. Before we do that, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Lorna, for those who don't know me. I'm a mom, a wife, a sister, aunt, friend, cousin, and I'm a church girl.
Yeah. All right, church girl. So you mentioned that you're a wife, but we're talking about the divorce. We'll get to that part.
Yes.
All right. But I felt like I needed to emphasize that for somebody watching. Mm-hmm. Okay. So before we get deep into the mix, we're going to talk about before the divorce.
Right.
All right. So we're going to talk about the marriage.
Okay.
Who were you? Who were you before you became a wife? Like
I was
little Lorna.
I can say that I grew up in church. I was daddy's little girl. Which my dad passed away. In my heart, I'm still daddy's little girl.
Yeah, of course. I don't think that ever goes away.
Yeah, I'm the baby of the family. My parents, they had 12 timoun. 12 children. So I'm the forgotten, the one that wasn't supposed to be born. You know,
the surprise.
Exactly. So I'm the last one. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. We are 7 in the family. Our parents passed away. I have at least, if not 50, close to 50 nieces and nephews.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because your family's so big.
My family's so big. Before the marriage, I was a daughter, a wife. I mean, a daughter, a church girl, like I said before. I was very happy. I was like joyfully happy. I don't know if that's a better word.
Yeah.
I was in church, like deeply in church. You could not find me anywhere. Well, when you go up in Haiti, it's l'école, l'église, la caille, répétition, l'école, l'église, la caille, répétition, l'école, l'église. That's all I knew. And I was a worshiper. Since I was a little girl, I grew up in church. I remember I was 5 years old, me and my father. My dad was one of the person qui qu'on a balé l'église là.
Okay, wow.
So I remember going there avec un l'autre frère. Passer l'église là, mais la caille là.
Okay.
I usually don't passer n'importe devant me passer dans fenêtre côté chez aïe. So that's how I grew up, and I was a happy child. Is it okay if I say that I was intelligent in school?
Yeah.
I grew up spoiled. Very spoiled.
You're the baby, yeah.
I loved me when I was growing up. Because my father montré l'amour. My parents had I grew up in a Haitian,
like a traditional
Haitian family. Christian family. So that's who I was.
Oh, that's beautiful. So what did you think marriage would make you? Like before you entered, like what was your idea of, because I know as little girls, we all like, I had Barbies and I was practicing how they were going to walk in like as if they were my brother. You know, so what did you think marriage would make you?
I really thought, because of the way my parents was, m'pas dit ça parce que c'est papa avec maman, moi dit ça en réalité. Papa m'était tellement aimé maman, c'est un monde où m'était toujours à dire, oh my God, I cannot wait to marry it. I cannot wait to have a husband like my father.
Yeah.
Because, you know, every girl, they want a guy like their father. And this is why most of the time you see girls end up with abusive husband.
Because I think people don't often talk about that as a trauma. Or like, I think their idea is if you grew up with a good father, then everything is great. And yes, it's a blessing to grow up with a good father. But I don't think people understand how it does. You think that every man is like your father. And you find out in very bitter ways that he's nothing like your father.
Especially some of them, they are good actors.
Yeah.
They know how to put on a show.
And you don't know the signs because you didn't see them growing up.
No, I did not know the sign of bad marriages. Autour de moi, m'konnais comment moun yo en pile garçon qu'on a battu madame yo. Autour de moi. But côté me lever a, madame et monsieur et madame Igo grandi dans l'église Baptiste Gaspard. Pas de bagay comme ça. C'est moun qui était très respectueux. Très papa me travaille dit malheureux et son fierté elle m'a dit malheureux puis ça m'a dit ça papa me tombe malheureux honnête
travaille dur pour prendre soin nous. So basically when I
when I was growing up, I'm like, I cannot wait to get a guy like my dad, the way he took care of my mom. Jean li prend soin nous même petit Lio. I remember my dad would they kon vend café.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna go into that story because it's too long. Le papa a acheté café pour la revendre. Il te met 8 heures du soir, la venir avec pois sèche pour le vin bouilli. 1 heure du matin, nous pouvons manger.
Wow.
Et la réveiller nous toutes pour nous manger. So ça, I always say, I cannot wait to get a guy like my daddy. I'm going to be beautiful. I'm going to be loved.
Yeah.
I'm going to be everything that I see my mom at the time. Ou connaît longtemps, pas de social media, pas de tout bagay sa yo. At the time, I'm going to be that person. And things happen.
Like that's, I love that you brought that point up because that's something that doesn't often get acknowledged. I think, because you are going to be naive to a lot of things simply because you didn't grow up seeing that. There's certain verbal abuse you're not going to recognize because you didn't see that growing up. You're not going to recognize maybe other patterns of abuse because you never saw that.
Yeah.
So even if the person's flashing those red flags to you, you're not going to picture them as red flags per se because you don't know enough to see those signs coming.
And I was young. I was super duper extremely young. I was 18.
Oh wow.
18 I was supposed to be in school. Finishing high school.
So how did you guys meet?
We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Okay.
He wasn't part of my church, but at the end it became part of my church.
Okay.
So we knew each other. We knew each other's parents. We knew.
Okay.
We didn't know everything about each other.
Right. You know enough, like you from being around each other.
His family was part of, and I think still part of the church.
Okay.
We grew up back then. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, fast forward into the marriage. What did you consider was a beautiful part of your marriage? What attracted you to the idea of being married to this person?
I don't know. I have
That's
to be
real.
honest. I really don't know. Because at the time, like I said, I was very young. M'te Timoun l'école. Et pas moun que parents pas de l'oreme. Logen 18 ans Haïti, le m'a pleuvé ou pas ka gen reme. Logen 15, 16, 17 ans, 8, 18 ans, pas gen bagay sa pièce. C'est tiré mais wap faire en cachette. C'est tiré mais wap faire en cachette et like nous marier. So because of I didn't have une bonne compréhension de mariage. M'pas vraiment comprendre ça que les remet.
Because I mean at 18.
Laisse ou poko même fin développer dans un sens pour ou poko faire aucune expérience dehors ou poko quitter kay parents ou poko qu'on a m'pas vle bay menti.
Non.
M'pas vle prétendi. I'm trying to keep myself the person that I am now. I don't want to pretend that I knew what marriage was or what love was at the time. I spent years still didn't know what marriage was or what love was. But the only thing that I knew for sure, I always say, what the hell did I get myself into?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I cannot give you a reason.
A reason.
No, there was none. Okay.
So at what point did things start to degenerate? At what point did you say, this isn't right?
From the get-go, because he left 1 month after the marriage, after we got married. That's when you got married, that's the time you have to get to know your partner.
Yeah, but what you mean he left?
He came here.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
So y'all didn't have any time.
We didn't know each other. We didn't get to understand what we like about each other. We didn't get to know each other while we were dating.
Wow.
We didn't know anything about one another. We like je dis à moi ti moun yo Jean yo yé avec boyfriend yo bien girlfriend yo. I always say I didn't get to live my youth. Toujours dit ça. Someone qui pas en jouir en jeunesse. That's what I can say, to be honest.
Wow. So that puts a lot of things into perspective because, you know, you're young and you're in this serious committed relationship, and then your partner leaves to go to another country. How long was it before you came?
6 years.
6 years.
After.
Wow. So were you, were you pregnant at the time, or?
We had a child back home. We had Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were raising Max.
Yeah.
And he was here and you were over there with Max, and then, wow. Okay. So
now you get it?
Yeah, I understand.
Now you get it.
Yeah. And I can see how, like, just the responsibilities of parenting.
Yeah.
Your day to day.
A kid is raising a kid.
Yeah. So it was a lot to figure out in no time, with no time.
And especially in church, they don't talk about these things. They tell you to go to school, become that doctors, lawyers, because my family, especially my brother, had that thing that I had to become a doctor.
The expectation.
Oh my God. My brother, you need to become a doctor. La kay la nou gomagay ki li brevet, te gomagay ki li brevet, bakon si yo toujou gen, lo fin fe 4e, ou de pou pase li yo vo directement nan seconde.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Like they skip grades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right after moment que me fait pas nan la même yo cancel li wa nan l'autre classe. My brother had went to a doctor on kote ke li la pointe de Palmiste.
Okay.
Mon zami nou li te kon zami ki se docteur la ki docteur la li ale jeune docteur li di mwen vle pou commencer apprendre. Ça son contrat te get signé sous moi sans moi même beaucoup même fait classe là pour m'aller. Because at the time ou at notre 3e pense ou te ka commencer en auxiliaire, I think c'est medical assistant.
Yeah.
Anyway ici. So I had so much on my plate at the time, and there are things that I'm not gonna get into.
Of course,
I knew from the get-go this marriage
wasn't
was
where
doomed.
you were supposed to be.
Yeah,
but you stayed for how many years?
21.
21 years. Wow.
21.
So at what point within that 21 years you said, okay, you know what? Like, this is over, before it officially ended. So they go to Chauffeur Black Society, le kito, jou kito la pas jou sa yo kito. So what was that day for you? What was that day like? And sometimes it be something super small.
No, it's not something super small. It's never something super small. Because I think on proverbe qui dit piti piti plein kay.
Yeah, that's true.
You get this little thing, that little thing, ti pil sa, li vin fè un gros pil. And nou même fi nou opérer avec sentiment.
Yeah.
Nou pas tant kou ka lever al fè n'importe quoi.
Non.
Sans sentiment. Faut que nous senti ça n'a fait.
Yeah.
I left. I think we were done the second he left Haiti.
Oh, wow.
The day that he left Haiti, I don't believe that people who got married should live apart. If you live apart, you have to mature enough to understand the
what's required of you.
Qui jan mariage, alliance qu'on fait, covenant qu'on fait. This is not a game, Valerie. Marriage is not a game. I see people get up and go get married because I love him. I love me some him. So, like, the Bible clearly said, nous pas supposé aimer. Of course, c'est pas ça réalité. But we forget our responsibility in the marriage. So basically, I know the marriage was doomed from the get-go. And the marriage was done. When I got here, I decided to
go through the motion
of the wedding, of what's been married, femme, whatever. But in my heart, I know it was a wrong decision. In my heart, the whole time, Vava, I kid you not, the whole time, I'm like, oh my God, this is not my place. I shouldn't be here. Why am I here? What am I doing? The whole time, I can honestly say, you have that little voice on the back of your head. Listen to it. Because there are things that I saw when I came back that qui te dit, you're not supposed to be there. But m toujou kwe nan pa bay petit mwen beau-père.
Yeah, I understand.
Pa rekomanse a zéro.
Mais c'est ça, yon montre nou tou, pa kom si, apil nan sa nou kenbe yo, ay kom prinsip, c'est ça yon montre nou, c'est ça, those are the values they gave us. When you hear regular conversations amongst adults as a kid, gen baga ou tan de ap pale, whether they realize it or not, c'est apren yon pa apren nou, what's okay and what's not okay, and akiti pa nou, son bagay ki li fet, man, people don't look at it with grace at all. They just,
it's something in back in the day. I'm not talking for m'pa parler pour toute fille. C'est une pigo honte ou te capoter dans famille. There's one thing that was going through my head. I'm the last child of the family. Everyone married. You're toujours marié. Et puis ou même vous venez sauter koto sauter ou pipiti pour venir faire famille la honte. My father and my mother. My mom was living with me for a period of time here. She saw, she witnessed. She still say, keep going.
I want to pause there just for a second because, and maybe we can open this caveat now, but I think on good débat nou gen, culture pa nou, c'est like, how long do you fight? And when do you let go? And I feel like those two are always
fighting each other
because on book have to no, this is fixable. No matter what, you got to stick it out. There's a side that's telling you run for the hills, run, get away. And sometimes I think for people who are in Lorna Michel en situation comme ça, and you're feeling the pressure and you're feeling the heat, you might not be able to think clearly. You don't know what to do, and that can be a place where you freeze. You don't know what decision to make. So maybe for somebody watching, how do they analyze their situation to know, okay, I maybe I can stick this out or I have to get out?
Moun nan suppose poser tête les questions. Premièrement, kon ki moun ou ye? Qui ça que bon Dieu te relo et faire exister. You need to know your existence, your reason why. When you already in a situation like this, ou gen ti moun, ou gen activité l'église, et surtout konnen zafè l'église la son bagay, ou gen activité l'église, because as soon as they heard you divorce, it's done.
Yeah.
Finished.
Yo pa bese kon piye koze ya, tèt koze ya.
You finished.
Yo pa bese kon ki combien calories ou ta pran par jour.
They don't care.
Yo pa bese kon how many times your mental health is in danger, how many times you wanted to commit suicide. Just the label. And that's why it was very important for me to title the episode this way, because like we said, même si nou pa vle pale de li, son bagay kap fet.
Tous les jours.
And I think for a lot of people, their assumption is, e pasko pat vlerite. So
I've heard a lot of stories. The reason why the marriage didn't work. I heard a lot of stories. Sometimes I take my time and say, tell me more about this
about my own life.
Exactly. For someone who's going through something today, as what you have to do, gardez autour de vous, gardez la vie ou, gardez l'âge ou gagné, gardez timonio, because sometimes we stay for the kids and the kids doesn't even want us to stay. Oui, nous fait ti moun yo plus mal rete que continuer. Parce que le maman pas content si moun yo réaliser ça.
I know that in our faith, might be a weird thing to say, but I believe primarily I believe that we're all spiritual beings. Humans, when God breathed life into us, that spirit that he breathed in us we're all spirits.
Yeah.
And whether a person can understand what you're saying or not, whether they speak your language or not, one thing they can always feel is your energy.
Yeah.
Kids feel the tension.
Especially if we loud.
And I know
they can see it.
I'm their teacher and they come to school and tell me that, oh, well, I don't know. I don't think my parents like each other. And they don't know. They don't understand. Wow. But they express it because they can feel it.
They can feel it. And they hear things. They see things. And I'm never going to tell someone to leave. Never.
Of course.
But look at yourself. Is that who you were supposed to be? The person you are. Because my marriage made me angry. I was supposed to be beautiful. I was supposed to be this happy person. My naive self. I was supposed to be un monde extraordinaire. My marriage made me the saddest human on the planet. He made me sad, angry, bitter, desperate. My marriage caused me to how do I say this? How do I say this? I don't remember the word. Mariage me fait m'vin deveni un monde qui raille moi-même, qui detested the person that I was. I felt ugly. I felt disgusted.
It destroyed your self-esteem.
I self-destruct. And something that I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, but because I didn't know anything really, but I grew up, m'a grandi dans mariage là, m'a grandi là-dedans, m'a fait tout ça m'capable pour m'kembe. Et là, on a activité l'église Valerie. Yo tande ou gen problème dans mariage, yo pas respecté même gens. Et moi, c'était Maggie dans l'église là. Moi, président groupe d'âme. Maestro choral l'église là. Moi, dans adoration. M'kon fait en semaine, tant que si on chante sorti jodi a là. M'gen moun k'ap chercher chanter pour moi. On chante kon sorti jodi a, m'a fait toute semaine m'a pas prendre chanter pour juste pour m'ka courir gen al montrer l'église moi chanter pour yo ka gen nouveau chanter continuellement. So ou ka imaginer pour yo tande la voix pas bien. Y a dit I know church from the inside out. And this is why I always tell people, don't tell me who you are. Don't tell me you go to church. Tell me you are a Christian and act like you are a Christian.
Like as a place qui l'église a supposé en côté, l'église sont l'hôpital lié. C'est chaque jour n'a petit ça. But en pile fois nous pas agir.
L'église sont l'hôpital.
Nous pas traiter monde like their patients.
L'église sont l'hôpital qui pas d'accord pour monde malade venir là-dedans.
Non.
Ou supposé venir tout en quête.
Comment il est le musée?
Safe.
It's a museum.
Ou vin camper dans musée, ou camper ou regarder ou bien habillé. Et tandis que là où moun nan plus bien habillé parfois, c'est là ça moun nan ap going to the most. And when I was growing up, and there was a good amount of time in un mariage comme déjà, moi t'es toujours c'est l'église qui était repos chanter. I think c'est ça que fait m'était toujours à chanter. C'est ça que m'était toujours gain envie m'apprendre chanter because I lost myself.
Your energy, you redirected that
exactly
for your source of happiness.
And when you are with someone that you're not supposed to be with, you know, God is a real God, Valerie. Everybody got their own person. And it's not a joke.
You don't? You believe that?
I do. Every single person got their person. You may be with someone that you tolerated. That is still pas personal. But I believe everyone on this planet gen moun pa yo. Gen moun kap accepte yo flaws and all. Gen moun kap accepte yo avec tout mes défaut, insécurité, tout ça mon nan yo jeune monde qui moun et puis les moun n'a accepté c'est en cours, c'est non ti jouet noué. Sincèrement, I really do believe that. Church is something that should have been the safest place for a divorcee. The safest place for abused women.
Yeah.
The safest place for an abused men, children. But church is the worst place on fille qui divorce kaye jodi.
There's so much surrounding people's opinion of you and your life and the kind of person that you are, or like during your process of going through the emotions that come with separation. I'm sure you had your bad days, but
I was in depression the whole, like most of the marriage.
Jesus.
I suffered depression. There are times m'pa ouvri télévision, m'pa ouvri blinds, m'pa tourne en lumière. Depuis ti moun yo à l'école, c'est fini, hein. I was so depressed. And you know me, m'remerie, naturellement m'remerie.
Yeah.
There was this lady who pulled me out of my BS. Li le sœur Ednea, li toujours dans l'église côté de marché à Free Bethlehem. One day she called me. She said, "You full of it."
Jesus.
We didn't have any problem. She said, "You full of it." I'm like, "Why?" Wait. She said, "You full of it." I said, "Why?" She said, "I know you hiding something. You hiding pain. You hiding suffering.
Oh,
you
my
hiding
God.
deception." She started telling me things. All I had to do, I just bent over on her shoulder and I started crying. I let it out.
Wow.
She became my mother.
Wow.
She became my source of how to turn a life. She always say, "Well, baka do kite mariage, sem, sam ka do mgen ves, malatema." She always say that. She said, when I asked her why she said those things to me, she said, "I was you. And I am still you."
Oh. I'm pas contre songe vidéo madame nan qui t'a parlé de I think 57 ans mariage.
Yes, après soi.
Gan pile moun qui t'a fait pile comment moun yo tira les mene vini en bas vidéo ça. Ça qui dit it's I would really like for the church l'église haïtienne especially pour nous guérir faut que nous
Honnête, yeah.
And gan pile moun m'pa konn si c'est parce que yo senti si yo ta admettre que gen problème c'est dévaloriser mariage bien Jésus ou bien l'église entité l'église là yo pense comme si yo ta admettre que gon problème que c'est it's not a good reflection, but gan pile moun qui même fait ça.
Like
Pile mariage n'a célébré qui et pas tout. There are people who love each other.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who are devoted to each other, of course. Mais gan pile moun tout
qui divorce sans divorcer.
What they call it, silent divorce or something like that. And that reminded me, what you just said reminded me a lot of.
Yeah.
Wow.
C'est une non que even si nous fait 2-3 ans nous pas parler. Lolo. I remember she went on stage one day. She said, "I have one daughter and this one just added to it."
Wow.
There was a lot of jealousy when she says things like this because I was
yeah,
and everything, like everybody, like activity, and she still considered me as her daughter. And this is why if someone were to come and tell me things she said bad about me, I said, she's right. She hasn't seen me. That's why she said it. Si l'ouem la vindim. Se yon nan moun, mpa jwen fote nan li. And trust me, gen pil moun ki vindim bagay ke el di. Mpa jwen fote nan li. Because she kept me going.
That's beautiful.
She kept me alive. She would give me $5 or $50 every 2 months. Some days I would m'kache pou l'pa ban mwen. I was Valerie. We don't have time, and there are things that,
of course,
m'pa vle discuter.
Mm-hmm.
Church hurt people. Church destroys people. Church made people feel ugly, disgusted, led. Church kills people. Church kills.
And that, I feel like that's why it's important to discuss. Because I don't believe que c'est. I don't believe this is the design that God.
No, God didn't create it that way.
For this. Mais à cause de a lot of things, disobedience, greed, hunger for power, misogyny, which everybody wants to say doesn't exist in the church.
I know.
But misogyny is a big one. Patriarchy in the church cause a lot of nous vin plan original intent. Mais ça nous vin
mettez les tuiles. Et spécialement avec un paquet de monde qui pas appelé, qui pas formé, qui pas comprendre, qui pas connaît parler, le ou appelé pour un bagay. Du moment où ouvrir bouche ou voilà, moun imposer ou. Moun obligé tande ou. Mais laissez ou pas qu'on sous jambe fait ouais ça. Ou ils vont côté autant des sommes 23 tout le temps. Tout le temps. Et puis, il y a un pasteur qui prend Somme 23 qui a parlé de Somme 23. C'est un coup nouvelle. Oh my God. I never.
There's grace for that.
Like, oh my God. You like all over the place. Your emotions is all over. Tellement moun n'a expliqué Somme 23 because that's someone who.
They're grace for that. They're called for what they're doing.
Je dis à nous jeunes, tout le monde en vie leader. Sans yo pas jamais servi.
The burden that comes with leadership, everybody didn't.
Yo pas servi. Yo pas aidé, yo juste vle, je suis. Like, it's, and this is why church hurts people. You cannot talk about something that you haven't been through. Pasteur, m'kone madame pasteur m'sama avec yo. C'est you nan bagay a prier bon Dieu pour petit yo pas jamais tomber en bon pasteur. Why? We supposed to be the light. Today, the pastor was we newly verse concernant we supposed to be the light, and this is why I focus on the church, children, women, men, of course, but 95% of the people qui payent prix abus en dans l'église, dehors, l'hôpital, c'est femmes. Ti moun piti, ti fiti garçon avec grand monde qui pas faire pour d'être. The church has not been helpful. The church create more chaos for women than outside. Côté wap jwenn grace, nan men on monde qui pas chrétien. On monde qui pas même fond l'église. And dans l'église, there's none. You feel like you want to run away. You feel like ou vle. It's like Valerie ou pas ka gon douleur tant comme vle divorce. Si m'gon mari ou bien gon madame k'ap fò passer misère. C'est un bagay que ou t'a senti que ou ka joine sœur Valerie. C'est Valerie ou connaît m'a souffrir. C'est Valerie tête m'a fait mal. C'est Valerie m'pas capable. But as soon as you tell c'est Valerie. C'est Valerie qui t'en gon l'autre monde qui attend et c'est Valerie qui 10 l'autres amis. Du monde ça gen 10 l'autres amis. Parole la parler ou vinn devenu on chat. I get to a point where I tell myself, divorce, let me look at the camera. If you are divorced or you thinking about divorcing or you going through something ou pas ta pensée, divorce pas identité ou. Divorce pas identité. I had to understand that divorce is a page that added to my stories.
But it's not the whole story.
It is not the whole story. Once you got divorced, c'est pas joie ou décider divorce. Ou quitter avec mon nan longtemps. L'on quitter avec mon nan, c'est tout petit bagay qui fait, nous pas jamais discuter yo, et ou connaît la famille chrétienne, nous pas discuter, n'a prié pour bon Dieu gérer bagay que nous même, que liban nous understanding pour nous gérer. Nous fait tout ça, mais nous pas discuter comment Marie m'te parle avec moi l'aide. Oh, c'est bagay.
Maybe if conversations happen earlier, maybe if certain things are maybe if there's a system of accountability built, then I can go to maybe not my pastor, but a counselor, somebody in the church, and say, hey, here's me and my husband. Let's talk about this right now, because at least even if the road still leads to divorce,
but at least you tried.
At least you tried. If God forbid that person is abusive, because God pil moun waki mouri, e ba maladie to you. Sometimes c'est chagrin, sometimes c'est mais moun yo pon dernier nan wad dak la yo pon dernier combat direct en baquet, and it took them out. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we won't talk about it. That's not something we'll. One of my favorite internet comedians is I think his name is Tio. He does.
Do you Joseph? Something?
I think so. He does. Bonnie Joseph, I think.
I don't know his name.
He does like these videos about just Haitian culture and life. Like audio. And he has a storyline that I follow. It started off with one wife that was. Her husband was not in the church, but she was married, and he was a wildly abusive man.
Oh, like, I know. I've seen that.
Quand la fille ça vient mourir, gon l'autre fille dans l'église là, qu'est-ce qui te pense c'est take care l'autre fille pas bien take care Maria qui fait. So là Maria avec nèg là.
Of course.
Nèg là fait passer misère kounya.
There's a story
she's on her
recently
way
like this.
She on her way to
the Mogna?
Probably because the man is impregnating her and beating her up, and it's comedic, but he does it strategically to show what language we use when we're talking about situations like that, and how the church does not necessarily provide that support to that person that's being abused.
I always say I had to obligé réapprendre réapprendre sacrer l'église, réapprendre tout le monde qui autour de moi, because c'est Lord ou divorcer ou après monde qui te koto. I had a friend who used to, I thought it was my friend. She used to, her and her husband, she would tell me things that I'm not getting into. Her and her ex-husband now used to talk about me, and they were my friend. They were my friends. And now they divorced. When you see quand on l'autre camarade ou prend du feu, spécialement mariage, ou avec frère nous fait compte toute journée.
Every day.
Okay. Ou c'est dans même vente avec. Imaginez ou gen un monde que ou vivre avec lui. Junior sorti juste Port-au-Prince. Moi me sorti juste en dehors Saint-Louis. Pour nous connaître, pour nous essayer pour nous travailler. Pour nous venir devenu youn, malgré Bible a dit nous youn depuis même jour nous dit I do. And gen moun ki pa jam devenu youn.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand the word union. So I always say, do not qualify me as a divorcee, as someone who lost something. I cannot lose something that wasn't mine. I cannot lose. In my church, when Bishop want to talk about the culture or something about the divorce in the community haïtien, I remember one time he did something like this. He chose me. And I'm happy because I don't remember qui passage qui dit gen bagay que ou passé, c'est peut-être pour aider on l'autre demain. And I love that because m'pas besoin d'expliquer ça me détend des cas mari. I can tell my own story. Sometimes I tell let me expliquer histoire, mon pense c'est made up story. And en réalité si m'ta just dig deep pour m'ta chita pour m'a bay détail, m'pas quoi gen majorité mon qui t'a d'accord. Comme d'habitude dans l'église, c'est fille qui toujours en tort. C'est fille qui toujours fait. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't that wonderful wife. But if I left early, there are a lot of pain.
No, you could have prevented.
For myself and my children. Because Let me leave it at that.
Oh, that's really big. What, during your season of divorce, going through the process, what do you feel like God revealed to you about himself that you would never have learned had you not gone through this situation?
I would never become a Christian. I would never become someone who knows how to pray. I would never become a woman who understands how to kneel, how to abandonner tête moi. I would never understand what support means. Not earthly support. I mean heavenly support.
Yeah, like backing.
Backing. Because there is one thing. Pingo jamais douter en femme qui gen bon Dieu k'ap back li.
Ooh, that's good.
Don't ever doubt a woman who has God backing her up. Because with God, when he said everything is possible, everything is really possible. M'pata bijam comprendre valeur si m'bat divorcer. M'pata bijam comprendre importance bon Dieu dans la vie. Because I really did not have anybody, Valerie. I really did not have anyone, whether it's so-called friends, whether it's, I remember there was this lady qui dit, ouais, la vie fini, oui.
Wow.
Depuis fois ya quitté, li fini. Tandis que li même li nan au mariage.
Quand il a passé
en mariage. Marie t'es marié. Marie t'es marié. I'm not saying Marie a toujours avec ex-madame nan, but her life is not the best. Little boy, I haven't finished. I remember one time I was at the church. I heard people talking about me. Gen onti l'église la gen onti kay. Li connecté avec l'église là, c'est là nous fait barbecue, nous te kon fait barbecue.
Okay.
And there was this lady that was talking. She said, "Attendez que c'est tel bagay." And I'm like, they're not talking to you, Lorna. There are multiple Lorna. They are not talking about you. I had to make myself invisible. And I was fake. I was fake as hell. I was a pretender. And I was one of the holier than thou, fake holier than thou. The one who always wants to be new master.
I always feel like that's a facade for sometimes to cover up something else because whatever. Yeah.
And those same people who be talking about you, Vava, when you l'entend de histoire la vie yo, l'on parle à mari yo, ou bien on parle à madame yo, ou bien on parle avec moun qui connaît yo, ou bien on parle avec petite qui sont en devant yo. You like, I did not went through anything. What I went through was a walk in the park.
Compared to what you got going on.
But you have to say, what did you go on here? I remember this lady, something big. When I tell you something big happened, something big. And on Friday, we came from church. We no match.
Of course, yeah.
That's the title.
Yeah.
Même si nous pas gagné, mais nous avons call là quand même.
Yeah, oui.
Bien sûr. Il y a un homme qui est dans le comité de l'église là, il dit, servante, ou un bon mari. Il va pas y avoir problème.
Ça va être parlé?
Yes. I'm like, I promise you.
It's not me giving him.
I promise you, I'm not gonna give him problem. I promise you, I'm not giving him problem. And let I tell you, my heart was bleeding. You know, the fakeness in me. I m'pas ka montrer comment que m'envie dire deux trois bêtises. M'pas ka montrer comment m'envie dire shut the hell up.
Right. You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't m'pas ka montrer parce que vous connaissez adoratrice. You have to.
They love to act like you're not a human.
I have to like. In my head, there was so many things that was going on. The B word was
whirling around in there.
The B word, I'm like, you know.
You have no idea. You don't know my life.
I call her B so many times.
Parce que ou kon ki mi se va pase and then gat sa fi avin. No tout sal de kazou, gat sal.
We are going through the big thing that I told you about that was going on. And I just wiped my tears and after church, got back in the car, start crying again. On the way home, start crying, cry. On the bed, I would sit on my bed like this. When I lay on my bed, there are moments. The only thing, I'm going to come clear. Sexually, let's say, I would like this. And tears. God, are you really going to let me live another day? So you're really not going to kill me?
Wow.
I don't think people understand how many times I try to
commit suicide. Wow.
I don't think people understand how many times women from dans l'église try pour retirer propre la vie. I don't think people understand how many times combien fois femme dans l'église, gen fille dans l'église, c'est pas tout. Parce que gen bon mari, gen pas trop bon mari mais yo understand one another. Essayer pour retirer la vie yo. I would cry. I mourn the person I used to be. I buried the little girl that I was, the woman that I was supposed to be. I buried myself while I was married. I got to a point I said, I don't deserve anything good. I really got to a point where I did believe that.
Wow.
I don't deserve anything good. I don't deserve anything to make me even think that I'm a person.
Jesus.
I don't believe in having a beautiful home. I don't deserve these beautiful children because multiple times I try to I research how to end their lives pour pas faire mal.
Oh yeah.
Pour nous tout
go together.
Pour nous tout blague dans floor. Sentiment yo pas gen douleur. I don't think, and I'm not the only one.
No.
I'm not alone. That's why every time I hear a woman
that's something like that,
children,
yeah.
I'm like, okay, well.
You understand that pain. You understand that pain.
And this is why on my page, I'm the way I am on my page.
You're very militant about advocating for women and children.
I don't play about that because I've been through it. If I didn't have my Edna Joseph, and at a point I got up, I said, okay, I have these beautiful children. I don't know, somehow God woke me up. You need to wake up. If you die today, nobody gonna care.
And they're not gonna look after your babies, yeah.
And I have to say, okay, it's time to faire stratégie. Exit. That's how I survived.
Wow. Oh my gosh. If marriage gave you a new last name, what did divorce give back to you?
I didn't change my last name.
But figuratively.
I understand. Yeah. I'm just saying, that's to tell you, I never.
You were an all in.
Toute femme Haïti, de pour marier, premier bagay yo fait.
Yeah, change all their information.
I was so uncomfortable when people called me man intel. I was so uncomfortable. And the first thing pour une femme fait, c'est changer nom. But changer last name. I always Joseph. Because my parents, Joseph Paul, ça. And the last name the marriage gave me was not for me. The divorce gave me my voice back.
Yeah.
He gave me my person. He gave me who I was supposed to be. Divorce gave me moyen pour me conquérir, pour me vivre avec tout le monde qui est autour de moi. Divorce gave me myself. He gave me comment pour me vivre avec un garçon.
Yeah.
Comment pour apprendre une jeune fille. Comment pour vivre avec ménage, partenaire, fiancé, marié. He gave me things that I did not know existed. He gives me life. Because if I did not get divorced, I wouldn't be here today. That's something that I'm sure of it.
Wow.
Because I spent 1 or 2 years. You see, when you have a bed, there's some in the corner.
Yeah.
I spent the side of the bed.
Yeah, the side of the bed.
Mm-hmm. I spent 1 or 2 years with a knife there on the left side of the bed.
Because you felt unsafe?
I was not felt. Because there was a time I said, I don't want to say too much because I'm not here to,
of course, yeah,
degrade anybody.
Right.
Regardless of the situation, this is someone you spend years with. So one time I had a conversation. I said, if you're going to touch me, unalive me.
Wow.
Don't give me a chance to unalive you. One morning, on Monday morning, I got up. I went to a police station, something that nobody knew. I went to a police station. I explained everything. I said, I'm going to do such and such. And they said, that's premeditated.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I know. And they said, you cannot come here and say that. Si on bagay passe, c'est nous, c'est on a venu chercher. Mais si la police la prend un gros bouc Valérie, il frappe le pot sous table côté nous de chita. La expliqué, me dit quoi ça? I hate women like you. M'pas remet femme tant kou. Nous weak. Combien de nous gagné? Jusqu'il a suspend crier, la pour aller page, la montre. Police yo get tout bagay yo. Mais côté pour aller, mais ça doit faire. Nous weak. Women like you make me sick. The guy was so upset.
But it like jolted you.
Yeah. I guess he was trying to get a reaction out of me of he doesn't want to tell me to leave.
Yeah.
He, like the police, when I tell you the guy was, I know a lot of things people doesn't know. I know how when someone put men on the stomach, nan gauche put rangle.
Yeah.
Could be unbativan. I know it all. But the thing is, you cannot leave. You don't want to leave. Mm-hmm. That's the only life you know. You questioning yourself.
That fear of starting over.
I don't want my kids to not suffer. And how I wish I had left years early. My kids would not know suffer. I always tell people, son fierté me dit m'te homeless pour plus que 8 mois.
Wow.
I slept, m'dormi dans yon l'hôpital animaux qui sous Auckland Park.
Wow.
Avec 27th. By the Walgreens, the one l'hôpital animaux. Moi dormi en l'air. M'apprendre à que les mouches cap volé. Place là, dead. But I wasn't on the street.
Did you have the kids with you?
I did. Wow. We slept. We showered on a portable toilet that probably been used.
Wow.
Years prior. But I would do it again. I would be homeless again and again and again than have that life. If I knew that I could have make it, not by myself, with God. If I knew that
there was a possibility that there was something on the other side. Because I think that fear of starting over is, I don't know what's waiting for me on the other side of this.
And we don't want people to know that we're divorced because they condition us. They give us that identity. They made that
You're
title
done. It condemns
for us.
you.
And I rebuke that in the
Jesus'
pit of
name.
hell. I rebuke that. I rebuke it and I rebuke it. I rebuke it. Divorce is not my identity. Divorce is not your identity. Divorce is not who you are.
Yeah.
It's not who we are. Divorce is something that happened that was supposed to happen. We are here to talk about it.
Yeah.
I know so many women that's been qui prend bâton. Je dis. The fake persona on réseaux sociaux Valerie fait je dis à la moun m'konn gon monsieur qui bat madame ni. Every year il a fait photoshoot. Every year il a post on social media. Oh c'est bon Dieu bon. No, God did not give you something like this. God would never give something that would hurt you to the point of where you could end up l'hôpital.
Yeah.
God would never. Because this is not what God said in Jeremiah. My head hurts.
I mean, within reason, I understand. So, starting over, learning how to trust yourself again, building back your independence again. What gave you the strength to rebuild, like financially, emotionally?
My kids.
Wow.
My kids, they my reason. They are the reason I stayed, and they are the reason that I left. They are the reason that I'm living. They are the reason that I might do something terrible to people. They are the reason why. And I had another sister, I can say, who became a great friend. She was someone that I met later in life. Olange Lirile, Madame Wadley. One day she saw me, I was depressed. She said, si Wadley pat la, ta pon kalot. Vwe langage la, ta bon sel kalot. I'm like, why? She said, pigo jam, l'autant de ma bois prendre avec pigo jam paraît comme ça. Un petit bout de pantalon, petit kalap nan pied. Il dit, tout le monde faut l'odeur dans la fait jéchèche. On voulait pour lever fait jéchèche. She kept on pushing me also. And I have some other people. I didn't trust myself. I still don't trust myself completely. But I'm in a better place.
Yeah.
And financially, I m'lagi tek mon travail. M'investi kek ti bagay. M'kon fait 3 travail.
Wow.
Un seul coup. M'a fait CNA, m'a travail le soir, et puis m'a fait lift en même temps. Because I said, I don't want my kids to ask me something.
And you can't provide it.
I don't want my kid to say, if daddy was there. And for some reason, I want to prove something to me, not to anybody, to me, that I can do better. I can be better. I deserve every good thing that God spoke over my life. So I started to trust myself little by little. Started to believe there are good people. I started to believe there are things that I deserve. I started to believe there are places that I need to see and people that I have to meet. So here I am.
So speaking of people you had to meet.
Jesus. Why do we have to go to the question? Why?
Everybody who knows me knows I'm a mean business kind of girl, but I'm people who are close to me know that I'm a huge lover girl. I love love. I love love stories. And I think yours is very special because you went through so much trauma. So what was that like to meet another person? And I can imagine that must have been a very conflicting time of your life.
Orange did. Orange told me, that guy loves you. Orange said, that guy loves you, Lorna.
Was it hard for you to
trust? Yeah.
I really believe that?
Simde na immigration tap deporte tout garçon. I'm dead serious. I hated men. I hated men with everything in me. Because they play with us, our emotions. The Bible said we are an emotional being. They know that. And they know how to twist things.
Yeah, to get what they do know.
And as always, we always breath. How do I say this to make sense? Olange dit only nou te nan fon program, on dit, mais si ça remou en pile. Because at the time I wasn't thinking about things like this. I'm like, I'm working about myself. And I'm like, okay. And the way that the person cared for you, you like a little baby. And the way he held, li nourrit him back.
Wow.
Like, when I tell you, held me back to, like, nourish me back to health. C'est ça me dit?
Yeah.
The way my husband loved me. I was tough.
I can imagine.
I wasn't lovable. I was not lovable. And he always said, I'm going to wait.
Wow.
I'm going to wait. Because I know everything that you're saying, everything pissed me off. It was so expensive. Everything, I've seen fault in everything.
Yeah. The trauma.
I've seen fault in everything. And he said, no, wait. You deserve to be loved the proper way. You deserve to be loved the right way. That's not what I want, but if today that doesn't work out between us, I know what love is.
And that's a beautiful thing.
I know what Saki require to be loved. Sacrifice mon a fait pour aimer on.
Wow. That's beautiful. Because I know for people who have gone through it, or people who are I know like I've heard a lot of people say while they're in their process of separation, they're like, I'm never doing this again. And for some people that's true.
That's true, yeah.
But for some people that's not what they want, but that fear and the pain that you just went through shuts their heart for that to ever be an opportunity.
I think that's a mistake. I think that's a mistake. Everybody deserves to be loved the proper way, the right way. Because once you love the right way, you're a different person. You speak different. You act different. You dress different. When I met my husband, he said, I don't want the ex-wife of somebody. And I remember cutting all my hair. I went bald.
That's when you first cut it.
Yeah.
Because you always had long hair.
I went bald, like my fontaine that way. And he started buying my outfit, being my stylist. Dress me up. Like, we would go to the store. He said, okay, this would look good for you. This would look good on you. I started getting my groove back.
Your spark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful.
Wow.
I love love.
Yeah, me too. That's beautiful. But so I love that you mentioned that, like, being loved properly gave you a different outlook on life. What are some standards that you didn't have before that you have now? What are some things what are some compromises you will never make again?
I will never make m'pap jam accepter ou tromper m'gen preuve ou tromper I'm not gonna say I'll forgive you, because I spent months fasting. I remember there was a time I said, God, okay, I need you to show me that you want good things for me. I remember in 2022, November 2022, I was fasting. And on voit qui dit Alina AG chapitre 2 verset 6-9. I didn't even know AG était gen 2 seul chapitre. So when I read AG chapitre 2 verset 6-9, li parle de joie kay sa ap gen this house will have non sens ap gen plus que content que kay avant. Read it when you're done.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you sure? You know, I have conversation with God. I'm like, are you sure that's how it? He said, yeah. This house will there will be more joy in this home. And not Jean que le ya. Li tellement te préparé bien C'est-à-dire,
it was direct message.
And I'm like, God, I don't want anything that you don't want. I don't want anything that's gonna hurt me. I know we're gonna have situation. Yeah. I know there's gonna be temptation. There's going to be other people trying to meddle in.
Yeah.
Because we both had different lives before we met each other. But I always say, God, make me a woman that I was not.
Yeah.
Make me a woman. I remember I was fasting. I said, God, si gen une situation qui paraît dans mariage que m'pral faire, fait que moi gen assez maturité que m'pas gen avant pour me dire avec lui différemment de gens femme que m'deye. Fait me dire avec lui nan une femme qui gen maturité, une femme qui apprend, une femme qui remet, une femme qui vle, on différent femme. Me toujours dit bon Dieu montre-moi plus pour cap un plus bon madame pour mari. Retirer madame que me dit même madame c'est madame non femme on madame
that's really good
qui avec ma nous toujours gen ti clutch, you know.
Of course that's normal though.
We have people. Our own clutches, but I always les ma prière toujours dit c'est une femme qui compte qui j'en gérer qui deal avec mari deal avec problème que nous gagnons. Although reality is different, but it's something that I'm praying for.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I think that we've sufficiently showed whatever daughter's watching that starting over is hard. Staying is harder.
Staying is harder.
And that there is life after
this.
After this. So if you had the opportunity to sit face to face with a daughter that's going through something like this right now, or even yourself the day your divorce was finalized, and you could give her a big hug and speak to her, what would you tell her?
It's going to be okay. I would say it was going to be okay. I would say you are loved, appreciated. You deserved to be loved. You deserve to meet someone who value you. You are valuable in the eyes of God.
Wow.
I would say, look in the mirror. I always tell women when they call me or when they ask me for advice, I always say, est-ce qu'on gagne gros miroir la caillou? Je toujours encourager filles acheter gros miroir, mettez dans caillou. I always tell them, take off your clothes. Look at yourself. Look at yourself and see si c'est consorté avant. That's not how you were. Wap grandi. M toujours dit fille, virez. L'op sorti habillé. Ou bien sou pap sorti habillé. Et puis garder dans miroir pour dire, damn. That bitch is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say that.
Yeah.
I'm not fake. I was fake, but I'm not. I always tell women, choose you.
Yeah.
At the end. Choose you. Because a happy mommy create happy children.
Yeah.
Create happy men. Because you, as a mother who are not healed, you are raising somebody's husband. You are raising somebody's wife.
Come on.
Wap leve mari petit on lot moun. Madame petit on lot moun.
You thinking it's not affecting them?
Ou konen pa affecté, mon ki si, mon ki do.
Yeah.
My son, one of my sons, he was so affected by this thing. I remember one day I said, why you the way you behave, the way you... He said, I want my family back. I'm like, I can give you everything but that. I'm not bringing you back to that. Because that's what he was comfortable with.
Yeah.
And years later, he said, Mommy, I thank you. I know you were harsh on me, but I thank you. I understand. I would say to a young woman that my younger self, that I'm beautiful. I know I'm not the most beautiful woman, but I always believe that I'm still
You're a beautiful woman. Yeah.
I would tell my younger self that I'm beautiful, I am worthy to be loved, to be appreciated, to be anything that I want to be. Do not rush to get married. Do not even rush to be dating. Do not even rush to have sex with anyone.
Learn you first.
Learn you first. I would tell my younger self, go to school and get as many degrees. People may think degrees are nothing. It's a joke.
They say degrees don't keep you warm at night.
It doesn't keep you warm at night. But there's one thing people cannot take away from you is your knowledge. A man can come and leave, but your knowledge stays.
Yeah.
I would tell my younger self, focus. Have some business. Create a plan, a goal. And have fun.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have fun, when you were young, Valerie, as you grow, the bills not gonna allow you to have fun.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen the video with all of they went to a retirement home and asked all of the older women and men if they could look back was something that they regret. And so many of them said they wished that they would have done more.
No. Because so many people, I'm talking about men, women, filles ou bien garçons, get tellement moun ki nan wrong house because of pressure.
Yeah.
They do faut qu'on marie à un âge, faut qu'on fait petit à un âge, and they don't respect people. Some people doesn't want to get married, and that's okay. Some people doesn't want to have children, and that's
and you put somebody who didn't want to get married in a marriage. What do you think is going to happen?
Okay, moun a bon pression pour marier, et ou même encore wap bay peut-être pour pression. Qui ça fait m'pas ka marier? Est-ce que c'est belle m'pas belle assez? Est-ce que c'est parce que m'pas mérité mari? Sometimes it's better that you stay single than have a husband who are going qui pral faire la vie ou misère.
Yeah.
Because gen moun konnen, you know, I have a lot of people that call me and tell me stuff. I know gen fille qui tellement a souffri dans mariage, qui tellement a souffri dans relation. Et puisque yo déjà investi 21 ans,
You're not looking back.
22 ans, 25 ans, 30 ans yo pas qu'à quitter, c'est pris soi. Get so many sepris soir sous la terre. Et messieurs yo, celle ça pour taper c'est là pour maladie. C'est celle là pour mauvaise maladie ou c'est madame n'a cap rouler dans chaise roulante même avec mamie hein. C'est là ça y a campé. I'm never going to tell women to leave. Because you know
it's your decision, yeah.
But at the end of the day, would it be better if you die? Than leave?
Yeah.
Would it be better for your children to be without a mother than just to keep the title of Mrs. Intelli? Mrs. Intelli is just a damn title.
That's it.
It's nothing. You can be Mrs. by having l'argent. You can be Mrs. by having a career. You can be because en France, même si son petit bébé qui fait petit, c'est Mrs. Madame Lié. Madame Lié. So I'm never going to tell you to leave whatever you're going through. Pray about it. Seek help. There are people out there. There are organisations qui là, qui pour aider moun. Gen l'église qui vraiment aider. M'pa ka di pas di moun pour pasteur non parce que les moun yo vinn raconter pasteur un bagay, le plus au pasteur pas ka parler de di pour pasteur a touché sujet moun nan ka penser c'est affaire la parler. But I'm encouraging you seek help. Seek help. There is a woman. She said something years ago. Oh, madame, j'aime parler avec moun qui divorcé parce que qui ça moun qui divorcé kabam comme conseil.
And I hate when people say that because if I want to know what mistakes to not make when I get married, wouldn't it make sense to talk to somebody who was already married and it didn't work out?
Or mistaken.
I feel like that makes logical sense.
So she changed her story now. She changed her story now. Try to build your life. Try to build mentally Because you cannot build your life. You cannot love anybody. You cannot build your life if you mentally not stable.
Yeah.
You have to be stable. Try to faire un inventory dans la vie. Retirer tout ce qu'on est qui pas ta doué là. Tout le monde qui inutile dans la vie. Pas perdre du temps dans le téléphone avec monde. Pas parler. Because there are people who take your story, who made their own story with it. So I'm encouraging people. Like I said, I'm not telling you to leave, but look at yourself. One more thing I'm going to say. I had 2 people that I know. They always have issue with their husbands. Parce que Mario, papa ou fleur, papa ou compliment. There was one I said to her, but why don't you buy your own damn flowers? Publix vend flower qui cheap. Ou bien ou ka order on aller non shop flower, acheter gros fleur et puis m'écrire belle note. Ou mérite ça. Ou belle. Ade comment t'ayé. Continuer vivre la vie. She did that every time she feels like she needs to do something. Now, anniversaire, l'acheter fleur ou te buy. You fin deliver fleur Valerie, you said?
I was going to say, go the whole line. I would have done the same thing.
I'm like, kick yourself out. Before you get in a relationship, relearn yourself. Because that's what I did. I had to relearn myself, relearn church, relearn the whole
everything
culture. J'ai été levé, mensonge yo maman dans l'église. Cause yo ban nou pile menti. Nan jan pour nou ye, parce que vous connaissez Bible la forme juste pour femme.
Yeah.
Bible c'est juste pour nous. Learn to be you. Take yourself on vacation. Timon nou grand. Take yourself on the beach là. Take yourself no bel restaurant. It's okay to spend $200-300 just
on yourself. Yeah.
No après-midi. Sans blague pas là-dedans. It's okay, Valerie. To spend $200-300 à manger un petit morceau bœuf qui pas cuite.
Give yourself habitude bel bagay.
Allez, acheter un bel bagay mettre sur vous for once in your life. Make yourself happy. Try to get
more into yourself.
Yeah. Buy books. Buy histoire, belle fab, you know. Just do you. You take too much bagay qui pas même important pour vous. Préparez vous-même. Because ou passe trop misère pour continuer à passer misère.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Lorna. I want to say that I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm sure you've heard that before, but I think when you're a survivor, your mind is not on that, and you don't take the time to really look at all of the things that you've done, not just for you, but for your children. What you've shown them is possible. And all of the women that you inspire, those that you know, those that you don't know, you might never meet all of the people that are impacted by the story that you're telling, that you survived to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is All Daughters Considered. We're in season 2 now.
Really?
Yeah. So,
that's wonderful.
Yeah. I love you guys. God loves you. And I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.